Hello, my name is Sue, and I want to make this video because three people in particular have helped me more than words can say over the last 12 months. And I have been waking up in the morning, logging onto YouTube, watching many videos about ME and CFS, but in particular, I'd like to mention Dana, Kylie, and Liz, um, because these three people have helped me come to terms with so many aspects of the disease. I know Liz has POTS, and I know Kylie has POTS, and I know Dana also has ME/CFS, which I do, and obviously the condition ME/CFS also has orthostatic intolerance as one of its symptoms. But I was in a desperate place a year ago with these symptoms, and not only these three, although they have been more helpful than words can even say, but I want to also thank the other people who have helped me, members of the Five Awesome Potsies, the Manly Potsies, and many other people who've posted on YouTube about ME/CFS. So thank you so very, very much. What I want to do now is to tell my story. This, I hope, is going to be the first of many videos I'm going to make on the disease and how it's affected my life, but particularly focusing on the things that have helped me, and I hope that in some way it touches other people and can help them with what is essentially a very difficult disease to live with. I want to take you back to 1996, to April. I was a mum then. I had four children. They were all very young at the time, ranging from 11 right down to 5. And I was a very busy mum. I woke up one day. I didn't feel very well at all. I thought I had a stomach flu. I wasn't sure whether it was going to go away by itself, but I just carried on because when you've got four children, that's what you do. And as the day progressed, I started to feel as if I was getting some form of difficulty breathing. My chest was very tight. I started to get palpitations and sweating, and it became very difficult to breathe. And I went to the doctor, my local GP, and I explained to her that I'd felt very unwell. I'd gone to do some shopping in the local supermarket. I couldn't get round the aisles properly. I was struggling to breathe, and she listened to my heart, and she told me I had a stomach flu and I should go home to bed. So I did go home to bed, and things got worse. And by the Monday morning, I had to call the emergency GP because I was struggling to breathe. And my heart rate was very, very high indeed. I had stomach flu symptoms, and I was immediately referred to hospital. I had every test under the sun in hospital, including an echocardiogram, various ECGs, blood tests, and basically they were unsure of what exactly was wrong with me. They thought I might have pericarditis, which is an inflammation of the lining around the heart muscle, but the ECG changes they were seeing didn't really make this seem a likely diagnosis. So what they did was they gave me anti-inflammatories, they gave me antibiotics, and they basically sent me home. Well, I got home. I couldn't walk. I led on the settee. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't eat because my stomach was so bloated. I had the most horrendous headaches, and I felt ghastly. I had more and more blood tests done, and these blood tests were inconclusive, although I did go in for one appointment, and they said to me that they thought I had either brucellosis or Lyme disease, but these conditions were extremely rare and that they thought it was highly unlikely. There was some abnormality in the blood test which they said pointed to it being a viral problem. Possibly Coxsackie B, because that is the virus that causes pericarditis, but No one knew for sure, and I was told to go home. Well, over the course of the next few weeks, things really started to um, change in as much as I started to get some very odd symptoms developing. I had a very low body temperature. It was 35 in the UK. I'm not quite sure what that is in America, but it was extremely low. My muscles started to work on their own. I would look at my leg and I would watch the large thigh muscle literally contracting by itself, which was very, very bizarre. I used to go to bed and I had sweating, but I had still got this low body temperature. I didn't actually have a fever as such. I had a very low body temperature, but I would wake up and I was drenched in sweat. The next thing I noticed was I couldn't eat at all. And when I did, I had this horrendous craving for carbohydrate foods. It was almost like everything I ate would just sit in my upper stomach and go absolutely nowhere, but yet I was absolutely starving. And I ended up resorting to glucose tablets because it was the only thing that seemed to make me feel remotely human. I lost my ability to spell words. I couldn't write words down. I couldn't even spell a simple word like beautiful. I couldn't do any sort of maths at all. I couldn't add up. I'd lost all my brain function completely. I had the most horrendous pains in my joints. The top of my arms were raw. I could literally move my shoulder joint, and it was just grating bone against bone. Um, I the stomach symptoms continued. All the other symptoms I've mentioned, including the heart symptoms especially. And I noticed even more that when I stood up, the heart symptoms got worse. So literally, I could go from lying on the settee feeling reasonable to standing up and suddenly realizing my heart rate was well over 150, and this it took me to the accident and emergency department on a number of occasions. And again, they didn't understand what was happening. You've got to remember this was 1996, and it was really right at the beginning of when C.F.S was being diagnosed. So it really was, a mystery to them. Um, as time went on, I must just refer to my list here in case I've missed anything out. So just bear with me for a second. What else did I have? Yes, I had breathlessness. That's right. I woke up in the night and I felt like I had to take over my own breathing. It was really, really frightening. Eventually I would sleep, maybe an hour or so when the palpitations calmed down, but I would wake up and I'd have to sit up because it was almost like I couldn't breathe unless I was awake. And that was extremely frightening. Um, I also had a number of other symptoms. I had ringing in the ears. That was particularly nasty. I had pain in the muscles. I had sunburn in the muscles. It was almost like in my legs. It was like someone had actually put me in the sun. And remember, this was England in April. I hadn't been anywhere hot and sunny. They were literally burning. And that was a most strange phenomenon altogether, which has never really been explained. I started to get little blood spots under my skin on my chest, which was another very odd symptom. At the time, I had blurred vision as well. That was very odd. Um, what else? Right. Yes, I had most horrendous nightmares. I mean, I didn't sleep. This was the thing. I lost the ability to sleep altogether. But when I did sleep, I had the most crazy dreams, which were in colour. So, for instance, I would fall asleep. I'd probably have a dream about a plane crash. It was often in vivid, vivid colours. And I would wake up in a panic. Panic attacks were part of this